Hey guys, welcome back to Main Street Living. Ladies, you remember Ready or Not, Here I Come, You
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
Hide,
Yeah,
right?
I like
Yeah.
that
Sing it.
song.
Yeah, that is the holidays. It is upon us in full spring, right? So that means it's time to celebrate with friends and family, and usually that's festive food and drinks.
Mm.
That's right. And if you're wondering what your signature drink recipe should be for the holidays this year, Geoff Longenecker from Seven Cave Spirits has some great ideas. Welcome back to the show, Geoff.
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm a big Fuji's fan too, so
So, for those who don't know, you, of course, are the founder and distiller at Seven Cave Spirits. What is Seven Caves all about? How are you different from other distilleries?
well, Seven Caves is a craft spirit distillery here in San Diego, California. I've been doing it a little over 6 years now. I don't know that I'm different in the way that I go about sourcing my things. I'm not just trying to make uh, products all the time, all the same. So I'm going to farmers market and buying my produce and buying my citrus. I go hand harvest things like juniper, and I try to make things more like I think like fine dining versus coming in and making a million bottles of booze. I tend to think of this more as craft, and I try to be true to the craft. So that's kind of what Seven Caves is all about. I've been doing it a while now, and I love it. It's a blast.
You are still on my bucket list. I need to get out there and visit you. Tell us what kind of spirits you specialize in. Entice me.
Oh, so Seven Caves is known for its rum and gin primarily, and those are
Mm.
two wildly different spirits, as you know. So gin is obviously made with juniper, coriander, all these fun things. And this time of year, I make a winter gin that's made with juniper and fresh and dried oranges and mulling spices. I age it in
Ooh.
bourbon barrel. It's knockout. I'm going to make our cocktail today out of that. And then I'm also known for my rums. I do new oak barrel aged rums, which taste really more like whiskey. People often confuse them between how is this rum? It's not sweet. The answer is, well, we don't put sugar in our rum after
Oh.
it's been aged, so it tastes like bourbon or tastes like whiskey, and it's delicious.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. I ordered some for Christmas last year for some gifts, and they were very well received. So you're obviously very good at what you do, Geoff. How did you learn how to do this?
Well, it's just, we'll call it the university of lots of research, lots of allowing myself to mess up. That's kind of the beauty of cocktails and booze making, as it turns out. Is the worst thing that can happen is you made something bad and you start over again. So allowing yourself to experiment and fail and get better, that's been my MO since the day I started this shop. So
Mm. And Danielle mentioned ordering some stuff for the holidays. So, what are some of your most popular products, and what new offerings do you have for the
well,
holidays?
so excellent question. So without question, hard stop, mic drop. My most popular product this time of year, because it's something I can ship nationwide and do, is my rum barrel aged maple syrup. I take I take my barrels, this rum, and after I dump these barrels, I fill them up with a delicious Vermont maple syrup, let it age for a period of time, and then bottle it. And it is world class, delicious, very popular. It's a good Christmas present. I do a maple syrup and pancake mix gift set that last year I shipped to 40 states. Alcohol, unfortunately, our laws in the United States are slowly catching up, so we can only ship in the state of California our alcohol, but maple syrup and pancake mix can go all over. So new this
Ah.
year is my winter gin. New winter gin I told you about, and I always release interesting things. I have a mead barrel rum, all kinds of fun stuff.
I want people to know too, because when should people order by to make sure they get stuff for the
Ooh.
holidays? And
Mm.
also, do you run out? Because I know that syrup is very, very popular.
Oh yeah, it's one of my biggest fears. So we try to tell people 5 business days to get it across the country. Sometimes it can take a little longer, so the sooner the better. I usually try to plan not to run out, but then companies come in and buy 100 bottles of maple syrup for their employees, lucky employees. But yeah, it's this is the time of year that as a small business owner, I both appreciate my customers and I worry about keeping things here. So yeah.
Yeah, and I
Get it
know,
early.
Danielle, you've tried that maple syrup, and I need to try some of
I'll
that
make
'cause
it
it
happen.
sounds, oh, yes, we need to get some of that. It sounds delicious. And from the syrup to the holiday drinks, I'm not in California, so it's just another excuse to go back to California to visit you and get these drinks in person. But tell us, what makes a good holiday drink?
Well, in absence of political conversation, maybe, but good holiday drinks can range from everything from what's just easy that is delicious and fun to make. And I tend to think of holiday time as more spirit forward cocktails. So popular drinks at Seven Caves these days are old fashions and Manhattans, and even like the dirty martinis are very popular. But I'm a big fan of hot cocktails, and I've really focused on it the last few years. I have an open house at my shop once a year, every year, that it focuses exclusively on hot cocktails. So I mean, I think they're delicious, and I think they're often not done great. But sometimes when they are, people kind of go, "Oh wow, that's delicious." It's not just something added to coffee. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've piqued my interest. And so everybody stay right there, because after the break, Geoff is going to show us the recipe for a delightful holiday cup of cheer.
Ooh, I'm going to put it right here. Welcome back to Main Street Living. We are going to pick right back up with Geoff Longenecker, the founder and distiller at Seven Caves Spirits. We're so excited to do this because now it's my favorite time. We understand that you're going to show us how to make a delightful hot toddy, which is one of my favorites.
What is a hot toddy? What is this?
You got to show us. How do you make this?
Well, so again, this is kind of one of these turn the brain off and just make something delicious at the holiday time. So, I mean, we talk hot toddies. Typically, people remember them as like a whiskey-based cocktail with maybe a little bit of whiskey, a little bit of something citric, and then a syrup. So the way I always make mine, and you can use anything. Like we can use orange juice, we can use maple syrup and rum, or we can use bourbon and honey and lemon, which is like my grandmother's cold remedy, which is kind of what this cocktail is based on. So the way I make my hot toddy, I also call it my handy dandy cold season decoction, or just I think today it's grandma's remedy. And I'll show you kind of like my little hacker way of doing it, which I think is pretty fun. We're gonna add a little bit of water into our cup, just like because if we're not adding like fresh water, just clean water like that, you use that for hot water. So if you have a boiling tea kettle, then you start with that. But I'm going to show you a little trick that I do here at 7Ks that I think is pretty cool. 2 ounces, instead of a rum or a bourbon, I'm going to use my winter barrel aged gin. So it's just an interesting little take, a little mulling spices. It's kind of that time of year to introduce something a little different. So citrus juice in this case is going to be lemon juice right on top. And then, so this, we've already started with a little gin base, a little nice lemon. So the question after that is, okay, so sweet. Are you in the mood for something like honey? Well, add some honey, add some agave syrup's quite delicious. But for me today, I'm kind of feeling like the maple syrup is the call because it gives a little wintery fun. Look, when we're using syrups, understand that you use a little bit less, but look, the reality is if you want some more, if you feel like something sweet, if your throat's hurting you a little bit, add a little bit more. But I typically do 2 parts booze, 1 part sour, and 1 part sweet. Just give it a little bit of turn like that. You can use if you have a stir, you can shake it if you want, no ice. And then this can go directly into a mug, into a microwave, and heat that up. Don't put the can in there, of course. That would be fun to watch, but very dangerous. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
My little trick that I do here at 7Ks, which people are kind of surprised about, is I just buy one of these little coffee pots from our water warmers from Target. They're very inexpensive, and you can clean it really good, but you can also dedicate one just for cocktails or just for heating up hot chocolate or those kind of things. And it works really well. And it takes about maybe 10 seconds. It's almost hot right now. We just go from dumping our cocktail directly into here. And out comes our beautiful steaming hot. Now, no cocktail really is complete without a garnish. So in this case, maybe a piece of ginger, really delicious. I love putting ginger in these cocktails. It gives it a nice little extra bite. You can add cinnamon, put a piece of vanilla in there if you want. But long story short, you're not going to go wrong with any of these little additions. You make what you like, and it's super simple. So there's your hot toddy.
Cheers. Oh my gosh. Mine is just some cold coffee left over. So I need what you have.
You got it.
I don't think I've ever even had a warm cocktail before, and this sounds so perfect for this time of the year. Obviously, even though I'm in California, I still want a hot toddy. I'm cold. Is this something that you can make as a big batch for a party?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, when I do my hot cocktail event, I get one of those massive, like you see at at parties where they have a big urn, and I'll do a giant batch of these cocktails, put it in that urn, and it stays great the entire time.
Oh, yum. Now, let me ask you this, because sometimes I'll get some cloves or some cinnamon and sprinkle it on. Is it bad to put the sprinkle stuff on this drink or no?
First of all, look, this is cocktail making. There's no wrong. I mean, the worst thing that happens is we just toss it and start over again. But no, actually, that's a big thing that you see a lot in tropical drinks, where you'll get a delicious pineapple-y and rum drink, and they'll shave some nutmeg or shave some cloves or cinnamon on top. And it does two things. One, it flavors a cocktail, but it also gives you this beautiful olfactory boost that just makes everything taste more holiday time. So 100%, you did exactly the right thing.
Oh, okay.
Always,
And I like
always.
it. There's no wrong answer, but I don't want to waste booze. I don't want to waste it.
Like, nobody should ever stress about this during the holidays. So.
Speaking of the holidays, for people who want to partake in these products, are they available online?
So I ship alcohol throughout the state of California, hopefully soon further, and I ship my rum barrel aged maple syrup and pancake mixes all over the country. So
super fun there. So if our viewers want to get in touch, if they want to learn more, if they're in the area, maybe visit or get some of those products online, how can they get in touch with you, and what other events are happening at Seven Caves? I know you said you had an open house coming up too.
We do December 17th from 3 to 9, I believe. We have our winter open house, which is our hot cocktail event. It's delicious. It's popular. And then, through my website or Instagram, all that fun stuff. One of my favorite things, and this is truly maybe the most rewarding thing that happens every year this time of year, is I ship out all these pancake mix kits and send them all over the country. And then on Christmas morning, I end up getting all of these posts of these beautiful, happy pancake mix pictures and maple syrup. And nothing warms me more than seeing that, except maybe this cocktail, of course. But it's just awesome, actually. It's like one of those, wow, that's really cool. People enjoying the product out in the wild and families, which is neat because,
Yes, we're all coming together to enjoy the syrup. You guys have to buy the syrup. I'm serious. I actually don't even want to say it because I don't want it to sell out. So, Geoff, thank you so much for coming on today and for showing us the hot toddy recipe. And we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers, Danielle. I see he has tastings too, so we got to go. This is going to be a girls' trip.
Oh, that's got Cheryl written all over it. We're coming for a tasting. Yes. But next up, we will answer the age-old question. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? I think you can.
Yeah.